DoubleTake Diaries. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of DoubleTake Diaries. You already know who it is. It's Sinz. Yeah. And I'm so blessed, so honored, and so happy to be back here with y'all on the couch on this episode of DoubleTake Diaries. We're going to get into a lot of this black excellence that's going on out there in the world right now, because I think as much as there's chaos going on, as much as there's the fuckery going on, there are a lot of great things going on. Let's take a moment to clap it up, to honor two very great artists, legends, icons. The group OutKast for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2025, and female rap duo Salt-N-Pepa. Come on, round of applause. Round of applause. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's about damn time that they inducted these two monstrous groups into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I feel like both these groups have contributed so much to culture, to the game, to music, that it was only right that we honored them. Now, y'all know OutKast, Big Boy, and Andre 3000 have been putting in that work for many, many years. They've sold so many records. Let's see, because I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, shit. OutKast has sold an estimated 35.7 million records worldwide, okay? This includes 6 studio albums, a compilation album, and numerous singles, making them one of the most successful hip-hop acts of all time. Please. Their album Speakerbox / The Love Below alone sold over 13 million copies. Please clap it up for that. Clap it up for OutKast. Clap it up for OutKast. And though the group members have went their separate ways, we still honor and commend these two legends, these two kings from Atlanta, who contributed so much to the game, so much to a lot of the new generation style. I mean, if we're talking about Childish Gambino, if we're talking about Smino, if we're talking about Tyler, the Creator, there are so many artists of this current generation that were inspired by this duo, and we definitely appreciate these trailblazers. Absolutely, absolutely. And arguably, I think the most successful female hip hop duo in general, and also has sold over 15 million records worldwide, in Salt-N-Pepa. Please clap it up for these queens. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, Salt-N-Pepa is considered one of the best selling rap acts of all time, okay? With having in their album Very Necessary selling over 7 million copies worldwide. Salt-N-Pepa were trailblazers for so many different forefronts. I mean, feminists, females who stand in their greatness, stand in their power, stand in their feminine energy, stand in their sexuality. They were the first female hip hop rap group in history, also the most successful. So we are extremely happy that these two groups, legendary groups, have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Moving right along on this train of black excellence. Woo wee, man. What a motherfucking run for Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Big Kung Fu Kenny, big SZA. Let's clap it up. You know that SZA's had, I feel like SZA's had an incredible, run this past few years. And I'm really, it's beautiful to see that her and former label mate Kendrick Lamar come together and are on tour right now. And from the shit I see online, the tour just definitely tour of the year in my eyes. They're taking this wave and they're really just riding it, coming off of, Kendrick Lamar's massive 2024 year. And obviously you can't ignore the beef between him and Drake, and kind of how that propelled Kendrick and changed the trajectory of his career. Him obviously dropping this iconic hip hop album in GNX. His Grammy sweep with DJ Mustard and label mates from TDE, excuse me, TDE, and everything that they've accomplished. Kendrick Lamar's campaigns with Chanel, it's phenomenal. Like him designing different things for Chanel and their runways and the projects that he has in collaboration with them, him and Dave Free. Man, it's beautiful to see the ascendance of such a talented artist who actually stands for something. We're gonna clap it up for Kendrick Lamar and SZA here again, because right now Kendrick has surpassed Eminem with the highest grossing earnings in a night for a tour at, I think, 9.9 million or some crazy number. He's breaking records and has continuously been breaking records on this run. We are proud. We're proud to see one of the ones really win, and we're happy to see Queen SZA out here also trailblazing like a motherfucker, like we love SZA. She's given us these timeless albums time and time again. In Control, SOS, these beautiful moments, and seeing her and Kendrick on tour right now, obviously holding the number one spot on the Billboard 200. It's just amazing to see. I love seeing real ones win. It's beautiful. I love to see that. Man, Little Durk. I think despite Little Durk being locked up right now, I'm glad to hear that he's in good spirits. It looks like he hasn't even heard his own new album that recently dropped. Let's see, what's that album titled? I won't lie to you, I haven't heard the Durk album. But apparently Durk hasn't heard the Durk album either. Album is titled Deep Thoughts. It was released from Behind Bars. So according to Durk, he is in good spirits, though he hasn't heard his own album. Says he's been taking time to learn Arabic and playing ball. So shout out to Little Durk for keeping his head up. We love to see it. Man, unless you're living under a rock and haven't heard, Ryan Coogler and his latest film, Sinners, has taken over the box office. It has absolutely taken over the box office. People are saying movie of the year. I just want to clap it up for this young brother. And I want to clap it up for Michael B. Jordan. And I want to clap it up for the cast. I want to clap it up for the story they're telling about America's history with slavery, about the history of black people, about the history of hoodoo and the African culture, about the history of blues. People are calling this a cinematic masterpiece. I'm not going to say too much on it because I haven't personally gotten to see the film yet, which I can't wait to see it. But it's reached over $175 million at the box office. Come on, what are we talking about? A black director, black cast, nothing but black excellence. We love this. We love to see it. I know he made a deal with Warner, I believe, where after 25 years, he outright owns the rights to the film. I know that people in Hollywood, and when I say people, I mean white folk, are mad as hell about that. They're not happy. They're saying pretty much like you a nigga, and you need to remain a nigga. And I love how eloquent Ryan Coogler spoke about the situation. He didn't specifically say that was the reason, but he did mention the fact that there are so many directors in Hollywood that have gotten a deal like that, that it's not uncommon. It's just uncommon to see a nigga win like this, and I think it rubs the powers that be the wrong way. And speaking of rubbing white folk the wrong way, Shedeur Sanders. Can we clap it up for this young king getting drafted? But drafted in the fifth round. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset at the NFL in regards to how low he was drafted. He was arguably, they're saying, one of the best picks for a quarterback. And there's a lot of people are saying they don't like the bravado of him and his family. They don't like the fact that this nigga family thinks they think they shit don't stink. It pretty much. Their dad, who is Deion Sanders, who is a legend in football, who also coaches at Colorado, and who has these star playing sons, who's obviously invested so much into his sons. Is standing by his sons, has obviously put the battery in their back for them to be confident young black men. And I love that. I love that. And the NFL is keen on making black people remember how they see them and where they feel they've come from. Shedeur, I think, handled the situation well. A lot of people are talking about how did he build a party room, on draft night, and I think why not? Why not celebrate who he is? Why not celebrate the greatness amongst his family? Why not celebrate this young king? Why shouldn't he be confident? I have this thing where the culture and the industry and the powers that be, they like to humble black people. They want black people to humble. Yes, massa. I know, massa, but fuck that. Fuck that. There is greatness in us. When you think about where black people have come from, it started with greatness. It began with greatness. It began with kings and queens. The wealthiest man in history at one point was a black man in Mansa Musa. We have black, strong, intelligent, intellectual African queens that led nations, that led their people out of bondage. So we come from greatness. It's in our DNA, it's in our blood. And throughout the transatlantic slave trade, throughout slavery, the sub-Saharan slave trade, when black people were enslaved and brought to America, Americans spent generations trying to teach us to hate ourselves, to devalue ourselves, to look at ourselves as inferior to their more superior race. And that's just not the case. It really is just not the case. Shedeur knew he was going to get drafted. I think he handled the fact that he came in the fifth round. I think he handled it well. I think really all you did was put the fire in his chest. People calling him mediocre. Some people are saying, he blew a lot of the meetings he went into with these NFL teams. The NFL wasn't interested in his dad trying to control where he went or who he played for versus who he didn't. With all that being aside, I think this young king's talent is undeniable, which is why no matter where he got drafted, he got drafted. We love to see it. Stop trying to humble our peoples, okay? Greatness is within us, and that greatness shines and has continued to shine through some of the worst circumstances. I'm sure when Deion Sanders was coming up before he made it to the NFL, I don't think life was sweet for him. You understand? So the fact that he was able to create generational wealth for his children, so that they were afforded a certain lifestyle, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's beautiful to see this black family elevate even higher. It's beautiful to see their confidence. It's beautiful to see them shine. Let's clap it up for the Sanders. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We are so happy to see it, man. I love seeing my people win. And you know what? There ain't a racist bone in my body. You feel me? I love all people, but I'm always I'm always going to stand on business when it's for my people, because I understand what we had to endure throughout history. I understand what our ancestors went through. You understand? And man, with that being said, I thank you so much for tuning in to another one with me, another episode of DoubleTake Diaries. I'm gonna remind you this time because I haven't in previous videos, but remember to dot your I's and cross your T's, because ain't no love in these streets, baby. You already know it is Sinz. And we out.